bill comes for the electricity and you're like, I don't even want to open it. I don't even want to see what's going on, because that's me. I might make my husband look at it. Or do you have a room in your house, whether it be an attachment, the basement, upstairs always seems way hotter than downstairs, right? If you wanted to take an area, this is called like zone cooling, right? And make it cooler, this is the way to do it without having to crank your entire home's AC. This comes to us from Hunter. This is 400 square feet of getting that cooling. It's a portable AC with a remote right there. Now, when I say portable, I mean it's true portable. If you've got a plug in a window, it even comes with wheels on it. Take it into the next room, you are ready and set to go. But it's not just an AC. It is our AC, it is our fan, and it's also a dehumidifier. So today we've taken $80 off this Hunter portable AC unit. We've also taken this down to 3 flex payments available. This has so many different layers to it. I have to bring in my girl Tracy Rosa on Skype to talk about it. You probably, my friend, are very tired, but thank you for getting up early with me.
Hey, no worries at all. I got my coffee and, you know, I'm in a nice cool room, so no complaints at all. I'm super excited that this is on the clearance price, because it gives everybody an opportunity to finally get it home and see what true portable air conditioning is really all about. Because I think when people think of portable ACs, they think of those window units. You know, the big, clunky, heavy-duty ones that you have to put outside the window, that homeowners associations are normally like, you're not even allowed to have it. It's such an eyesore. And not only is it an eyesore, but it gets moldy. There's always condensation on it. And it's hard enough putting it in one level home, like on the first level, but imagine putting that on a second story. That's a 2, 3, 4 person job. And then once it's there, you know that's not coming out. That's staying there. So welcome to true portable AC. Now, why is that important? Why would you want portable AC? Well, if you don't have central air, this is a must. If you have a hot room, like Tina said, or a hot area of the house, this is a must. But also, in my home, we have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old. There are 2 things that can get them in a lot of trouble. One, Tina, is if they leave the lights on. I don't know why they have to leave every light on in the house. And 2, if they go to the thermostat because they're hot in one room and punch down on the button like 10 times because they're hot, and it cools the entire house. It's so annoying, you know? So welcome to zone air conditioning. So we are actually in the 13-year-old's room, and this is where it's kind of been for a little while, because the last time she had some friends over, it was hot in the room. So she went to her sister's room, she got this out, she wheeled it. Look at how easy it is to wheel. Wheeled it through, and then all she did is just put it right here in her window, okay? Which is the easiest thing in the world. The great thing about this is that you can still have the complete use of your window. So all you do is take this right here, this hose, okay? You put the slider in the window like so, and then you just go ahead and pop it in, and that's it. You still have the complete use of your window. Also, you have the complete use of your screen. A lot of times you've got to take the screen out to put a window unit in. Well, screens do a lot of things. They keep a lot of things out, bugs, critters, all that stuff. You don't want to lose the use of your screen. So here you go. Again, this is an AC unit. This is a dehumidifier, and this is a fan. So if you want to use this year round, it's no problem. It's still going to circulate the air. And look at how easy it is to transfer from room to room to room. You just pop the window unit in, put your window down or your blinds down. Nobody needs to know anything. Tina, you know me well enough that if I'm presenting anything on air, it's easy. Very easy. It does not require a lot of manpower. It does not require a lot of work. It's out of the box and ready to go. Did I mention it has a remote control? I don't do anything without a remote control now, because when you're looking to get that perfect temperature for that perfect night's sleep, or say you get super cozy on the couch and you put on your favorite movie and you're ready to go, there's nothing more frustrating than having to get up and trying to adjust the fan or adjust the temperature. So everything that you have on the top of your AC unit is right there in the palm of your hand on the remote control. You've got the on and off switch, you've got a temperature switch, you've got a fan mode, you've got a swinging, because again, this oscillates as well. You have a timer. So let's say you want to fall asleep with it really cold, but then you don't want it to be freezing at midnight. You can set the timer as well. But you said it earlier, Tina, we're all staying home more. You know, normally many of us would set the thermostat at a certain degrees when we're there in the morning. When we leave for the day to go to work, we put the thermostat up so that, you know, you're not paying a bunch of money to cool the house when you're not there. But since we're home all the time, we've got the air down lower, you know, we're cooling a whole house when really we only need a couple rooms cool. This is actually going to save you money in the long run when it comes to that zone cooling.
Well, and I mentioned, you know, when the bill comes, we normally see it, and we already prepare, right, for the summertime, because that's exactly where I was going to go with that. In the summertime, we already know it's going to kind of kick up a couple notches, right? A little extra dough that we're going to have to pitch in on that because it's hot. It's hot. Yep. We're in Florida, it's hot. I used to live in Arizona, it's hot. I call my mom, what do we talk about? We talk about how it's hot in each location that we're in. But you are absolutely right. My husband was working from home for a certain amount of time. Being able to run it all of the time, and I'll tell you what, between my husband and I, he loves it like a way lesser temperature than I do. So I love that if he wants to be in a room and he wants it cooler, all you. If I want to go in a different room and have it a different temperature, I can do that without us cranking the entire house up. And my husband was actually just talking to me about a dehumidifier. The fact that you get the fan, you get the AC, portable AC, and you're getting the dehumidifier all in one. It's well worth the price of being able to get this and have all three of those, because Hunter, Tracy, doesn't do anything normal. They don't do anything little bit. They think about everything we need in our life, and they want to make it sure that it looks sleek. They want to make sure that it looks pretty. It's not the old school clunky that you were talking about. It's not something that's going to get moldy and yucky. This is the new. This is the one that you're going to be able to use. You're going to use this even if you're using it as the fan, you're using it as the dehumidifier. This will be the one that will kind of live with wherever you're going. And Tracy, I love that you were saying any window size. It comes with everything you need to kind of set it up, and that's even easy to do as well. So this really is for everyone, whether you're wanting it for one of those reasons, the fan, the dehumidifier, you want to make it cooler in a room. And 400 square feet, Tracy's a good space.
Absolutely, but don't get hung up on that, okay? So a 400 square foot room, it's gonna cool it down pretty quick. But if you have a bigger room, it's still gonna get, you know, cool it down. You're just not gonna get that crazy cool exact temperature that you want. So if you just want a little bit of coolness, if you want the fan mode, you can use it in bigger rooms. You have, again, very easy to use on and off switch. You've got your mode button, cool, dry, fan. It tells you the temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit, then high, medium, low, fan speed, and then there's a sleep mode and a timer. So very, very easy to use. I was dying the other day. I was having like a hot flash or something, and I walked by the thermostat and I just pressed the button just because I was frustrated. And I swear, like 2 minutes later, my husband's like, did we win the lottery? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm having a hot flash. You're making me mad. You know, there's nothing worse than being hot. It's, you know, you're miserable. You don't sleep right. You know, it's awful. My parents have a lake house in the summer, which is where my girls have been for most of the summer, and they don't have central AC. It's a 100-year-old cottage. They have a window unit. And you know the Northeast has been getting nailed with these heat waves. And when you have one of those window units, it just shoots in one direction. Like, you better hope that you're sitting right in front of that window unit to get cooled down. We had one of these set up there. It was the game changer. There was less fighting. People weren't as irritable. Nobody was just laying around like half dressed in the middle of the living room because they were so hot. You know, it takes that type of stress out of your living conditions. And like you said, if you have that one room in your house, the addition, the sunroom, the one that's just facing, you know, the west side of the side of the house and is getting all of that sun, that late afternoon sun, this is that perfect solution. So what kind of window does it use? Is it going to be okay for you? Here's the deal. Hunter, which has been around for more than 100 years, knows how to do it right. If you have a window that is vertical, if you have a window that's horizontal, you can use it in the window. If you have a window anywhere from size 24 inches to 48 inches, you can use this unit. You have those sliders, they're adjustable sliders, so it gives you that perfect length, whether it's up or down or side to side. You pop in the hose, you pop in the window unit, you turn it on, and it's instant cool. It's on wheels. So no more having to lug, physically lift anything up and take it from room to room to room. You don't have to physically put it in a window. You just put the little sliders in. So when I tell you that my 13-year-old can move this entire unit from her sister's room in stealth mode, you know how that is. Like when you're trying to sneak something out of your sister's room, you're not like overly, you know, you're like down, like on your hands and knees trying to slide it. So, you know, it's so, I don't want to say it's so easy a 13-year-old can do it because she's a smart young lady, but I mean, you know, she's also 13 and they don't put a lot of effort into anything. So it's, again, there we have it, super easy and great. And the air coming out of this, I can't even hold my hand over it for a long amount of time because it is so cold. I mean, at one point it was coming out at like 15 degrees, and that's just to really give you that quick cool that you want in your room. So this really is a phenomenal solution. And if you're thinking, oh, well, it's already August, we only have a couple more months of cool air, this is not just your AC. You want a fan when you have the heat on because you want to circulate the air. There's nobody in the business that circulates air better than Hunter. I will stand by that all day long. We've been around for 100 years. You go anywhere, you will see Hunter fans, you will see Hunter air purifiers, you will see Hunter ACs. That's because we know how to move the air better than anybody. And look at, with those oscillating flaps right there, you're moving air from the top of the, top of the room to the bottom of the room to the middle of the room. And whether this goes in that second story, that third story, or all the way down in the basement, you're able to cool that area, 400, 500 square feet without having to punch down the button on the thermostat and try and cool your entire area, So really, lifesaver, not lifesaver, but game changer when it comes to money saver all day long. And, if you're having a hot flash like me yesterday, it's somebody's lifesaver, whether it's my husband's or mine.
I was about to say, I think that's your husband. It saved your husband.
Right. Did we win the lottery?
I love when we talk in our husband's voice, we sound like that all of a sudden. Right? I'm going to hit on two things, Tracy, that you talked about. One, I want to talk about when you were saying, yeah, some people might be thinking, well, it's already August, whatever. That clearance price is now.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be like next summer when we're at the beginning of next summer. I have no idea. I do know right now I have this $80 off. I do know I have this available 3 flex payments to break this into 3 no added interest monthly payments. And then I'm also going to tell you about a personal story. We were living in Arizona. We were in Tucson, Arizona, my husband and I, and our AC went out. We called to have somebody come and fix it for us. In Arizona, AC guys aren't just like twiddling their thumbs, right? They gave us a date to come fix our AC that was weeks out.
Yeah.
And you don't know how hot it is where you live until somebody says, hey, try doing it without some AC. By the way, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. We were thinking, are we gonna have to go stay at a hotel and take the dog with us? And what are we gonna do? Tucson, Arizona, my Tucson people, it's hot. It is hot. I mean, it's kind of hot all the time, but it was in the summertime when this happened. So we were scrambling. You have generators, right, for when things happen. You have a lot of things in your home for when things happen. This, when we were talking about being a saver, yes, it's saving you money on a daily, but it is also gonna be that unit that you can whip out at any moment and use if you were me and my husband, and we ended up figuring it out. But we were in a panic for a hot minute there. Yeah. Like, what are we gonna do? There's nobody out to come and do this. And if, you were talking about having someone that maybe doesn't have central air and what you're using right now, let's upgrade. Let's get the improved, whatever you're working with, if you're taking a look at it. And I said, Tracy, a lot of HOAs don't even allow you to have those units anymore because they're on the outside. It now falls within categories of HOA that you can't have those. So this is your solution instead of just going without.
Right. And going back to my parents' house at the cottage in New York, it's a beautiful white cottage. It's right on the lake. It's super cute. It's super small, but it's super cute. We had this ugly eyesore of a window unit because it was such a nightmare. It was like 8 years ago that we put the window unit in. Nobody took it out. It was just kind of like one of those things that you just put a Band-Aid on and kind of forgot. But every time that you would walk down, there would be this cute little cottage and this ugly window unit in the window. So it was so nice this summer to finally be able to take that thing out of the window, put this in, and now instead of the only person getting cool in front of the window unit. Now everybody can enjoy cool air. And then it's also pulling that moisture out of the air. Also, oh my gosh, I forgot it from TS brain from yesterday. A lot of times there are water reservoirs in dehumidifiers because we're pulling the moisture out of the air, and they fill up with water in here, and then you have to physically empty the tank because if it gets too full, it shuts the whole unit off. Hunter has designed a way to pull the moisture out of the air and kind of, for lack of a better word, vaporize it. Now, it's not a vapor, but it turns it into really, really, really small particles, and that's what's going out the hose here, that moisture, so that you don't have to empty any type of water tanks. There's no maintenance on this at all. So if you're used to those dehumidifiers or AC units, because you have to pull heat and moisture out of the air to cool down a unit, or cool down a room. So that's what the hose and that's what the window is all about. That's why you need it. So you always know when you walk past a portable AC unit, whether it's those ugly wall units or one of these, you feel warm air coming out of it. That's what's happening inside of this unit. So no more having to, have that headache of in the middle of the night, opening up the unit, taking the water tank out, dumping the water tank, putting it back in. This literally is plug it in, put it into the window, and then just start feeling more comfortable.
Wait, so no maintenance, it has a remote control, and it's on wheels. This is a Tracy Rosa pick.
Boom! I'm telling you. Listen, you know me well enough. If you see my face on here, you know that there's not a million different pieces. You know that I wasn't reading anything in a foreign language. That was not happening. This literally is, if I can do it, you can do it.
I
Scout's honor.
I love that. We know that about Tracy. She wants to bring us easy, easy, easy.
Yes.
I love, because I was just about to ask you about the maintenance. I was just about to ask you if I need to do anything. And you totally read my mind, because that is some of the questions that we're going to get asked. And remember, your AC unit at your home, do you got one of these? Do you got a remote control? Can you sit on the couch and binge watch whatever you want and hit boom, boom, boom? You want to go higher or lower? Yeah, no. We've got it for you. It even comes with the batteries. This really is made for Tracy. It comes with everything. You don't even have to put the batteries in the remote. But look how gorgeous it is. It's in this beautiful white, which is gonna go with any decor. It doesn't look like an eyesore. It's nice, it's sleek. Even the controls are nice and sleek on this. It's very quiet. I love that it's oscillating. You're right, it's not just blasting cold air in one area. Any window, if it's vertical, horizontal, whatever it happens to be, you go in there, but you can still have the function of the window without letting all the critters in. This is the one to get at $80 off. Again, I don't ever say pressure, but I don't want anyone to be mad at me later when this price kicks back up to almost $430 and you're like, oh, Tina, I needed it. I don't know. I don't know when this will be this price again. So I want to make sure you grab it when it's available. The item number is 652091. You can get this by giving us a call. Go to your app, use hsn.com. 3 wonderful ways to purchase. And if you break this into flex payments, we will ship it to you when you make your first flex payment, which is under $117. So Tracy, you have really hit all of this. You're right. You even have TS brain from yesterday, which you did a wonderful job yesterday, but it was easy to get up and talk about something that you yourself use and are so passionate about.
Absolutely. And listen, after a TS day, you talk about binging. I will be on the couch binging, watching whatever in a nice, cool environment. We're in Florida. It's hot as you know what. It's humid as you know what. We've got the storm on the other coast. So it gives a whole new saying to that, sit back and chill, or, watch that station and chill.
Yep.
I'm going to watch HSN. I'm going to get some good clearance stuff today. It's feet up. So there we go.
Did you have this entire presentation with me right now and not tell me it was your birthday?
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but
birthday!
Thank you. It's so fun. HSN ends its celebration month, and I begin mine. I've been doing it for years, and I'm the same age as HSN, so I feel like I get 2 months of celebrating.
Well, thank you for getting up on your birthday and hanging out with me.
Thank you. Yes, my friend, I miss you.
Oh my goodness gracious. You guys, now you have to just get this because it's Tracy's birthday and we want to do something nice for her. Thank you so much. For everyone, by the way, if you don't have an HSN credit card, you totally should. We get perks all the time with it. The first perk you get with it is you get to spend $10 on whatever your first item is. So you get the card, spend $10 wherever it happens to be. And like I said, you get things like extra flex and some other little goodies throughout the year. It's a great card to have. Okay, let's come back out here.